Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Belle Collective Season 3, Episode 4, Boys to Men. Honey, I don't know about no boys to men. I ain't seen no men on here all episode. But y'all, we gonna get into it. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, JJ and Sophia, they at the house having a drink of wine. His mama is supposed to move in with them today. So she's like, well, I mean, you just dropped a bombshell on me and told me your mama was moving here. He talking about how I'm supposed to tell her no. No. Let me see if I can say it in another language. No. Let me see. Oh, that was another accent. No. Let me see if I can say it semi-disrespectfully. Hell no. Child. So he said, I feel like we could use her around here. She can cook for us. She can make us her chicken, her greens, her biscuits, her cornbread. Child, not my mama biscuits. Y'all remember on Martin when he always used to be talking about his mama biscuits, and him and Gina had went on the diet, and Gina was trying to hold on, but she smelled his mama biscuits. Baby, when I tell you I love me some Martin, and when he was talking about his mama biscuits, I said, not Martin, honey. Shout out to Martin. So Sophia wants him to put a timeline on her staying. Like, is she gonna stay a day, 2 days, 2 weeks? Like, why is she staying? So baby, his mama came in blowing the horn, talking out loud. Automatic no. Automatic no. She's a beautiful woman, looks very young and vibrant. And I was thinking to myself, had a little choker on. I said, baby, not a little choker. Now for me, I was thinking, okay, she's coming to live there because something is going on and she's getting up in age and she needs someone to watch her. No. She just coming over there kicking up dust. And really and truly, I feel like this is a plot and a scheme that JJ set up so that he could have something to do with the Belle Collective, sonny, because this just don't make no sense. So she comes in, very pretty lady. He's telling her whatever she does, don't take the plastic off his carpet. If I had to walk into JJ's southern castle and my feet are slipping and sliding ever so on that damn plastic, it would be a problem. It will be a problem. Boy, if you don't get this plastic off this carpet. She's like, I ain't gonna even be up here, so you don't have to worry about that. And also, I have my coffee at 4 or 5, so I do not want y'all to disturb me, and I do not want to use that new coffee pot. I want to use a percolator. Okay, it's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. Y'all know I can't resist, honey. Oh, shout out to the city girls, honey. It ain't the twerculator, but it's the percolator. Ma'am, I don't know about your coffee maker, your Keurig, or your percolator. This is these people's home, honey. This is about to be a disaster. In the next scene, Latrice goes to meet Cliff for dinner. Now, this right here was crazy. So she comes in, she sits down, they start talking about their day. So she's like, yeah, I just feel like we need to talk, and I also need to apologize to you. For what? What are you apologizing to him for? So she apologizes for not telling him that she was going to M-Bar. She was like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to tell you if I'm going somewhere after work, like to a lounge or a bar. So he was like, I wasn't mad at the M-Bar. I'm mad because you went out with Josh, who to me is public enemy number 1. Why is she apologizing for unwinding with friends? He needs to be apologizing for the way he treated you and grabbed you up and the way that he was talking to you. I don't like that apology. That wasn't sitting well in my spirit, honey. I didn't like that at all. So Latrice gonna get in her confessional and say, she's very unserious, by the way. This season, Latrice, you are very unserious. She gonna say, I love Cliff and he's the perfect example of a man and what a man should be. But I feel like at times he's very controlling, and that's something that we need to work on. Nothing. And I do mean nothing. From the speech to his treatment of you gives example. Maybe an example of what you don't want or what not to do as a man, but he does not give an example or the perfect example of a man. No, girl, absolutely not. So Cliff is telling her that Josh isn't welcome back in their home because he disrespected him. And I can understand that because Josh was being disrespectful and he was picking at him. But the thing is, Cliff don't want people to know how he's really treating Latrice. So, of course, Josh can't stay. You got to go because now you talking, you watching. Yeah, you got to go. So she wants to know if he's okay now that Josh is gone. He's like, nah, because you weren't supportive when it all went down. Now I have to say this. I know they put the closed caption underneath Cliff. Tell me why I can understand every single thing that he says. I don't know if it's because my family from the country. I don't know if it's because I'm country. I can understand every single thing that he says. It does give mush mouth, but I can understand him. So he feels like, Latrice ignores problems. She doesn't want to talk. She just wants to go to sleep and wake up and they disappear. So now they're going back and forth and forth and back. Listen to me, y'all. Y'all are not even hearing each other. Both of you are just speaking to speak. Like, he wants her to shut up and bow down to him because he's the man of the house. He was like, yeah, when I die, then she can be in charge. But for now, I'm the person that's in charge. Cliff is a caveman. He is a caveman. He has very archaic ways of thinking. He found a pretty young woman with daddy issues that he can control, and his insecurities get worse the older that he gets because he knows that Latrice is a baddie and she can pull anybody that she wants. That's why he cuts her down. He's chipping away at her self-esteem. Y'all heard what he said when she was in the kitchen with her mama. She was like, I'm afraid that he's gonna leave me. That's exactly the mindset that he wants you in, girl. He wants you to feel like you need him. You don't need him. He needs you. You popping. Latrice, I'm speaking directly to you, honey, because I know y'all be creeping over here on the reviews and seeing what the people saying. Baby, you do not need Cliff. Now, I'm just not saying get up and leave your marriage, because everybody has their faults and everybody has their issues and their problems, but he doesn't respect you. And there's a difference. So Latrice is telling him that she wants equality in their marriage. Not gonna happen. She's like, am I your equal? He said, no. So Latrice is in the confessional again, talking about, I've worked too hard. So, of course, I'm going to be his equal. If I'm not, then I'm above him. I hear you. I really do. I hear you. But it's all smoke and mirrors. You don't believe nothing you talking about. You don't believe none of that. You need to tell him that. Don't tell us. Tell him. Cliff thinks this is the 40s, honey, and he can control and demean Latrice. Right when he would have said, no, you're not my equal, I would have got right the hell up and sashayed my goddess lengths on up out the door. Child, I wish I would, honey. I would have checked completely out. But you knew that already. You knew this is who Cliff was. You like that he works with his hands. You like that he appears to be a manly man, an alpha male. But a manly man doesn't have to disrespect you. He did not just start being this way. I can foresee him having been this way when she first met him. I wouldn't be able to survive having my every move puppeteered. I wouldn't be able to survive. I really would not. Cliff is an old school fool, honey. He doesn't respect women at all, and he sees Latrice as beneath him, and that's just that on that. Moving forward. Honey, I said what I said, and I ain't changing it. In the next scene, Sophia goes to meet with Akeisha. Hey, Kiki girl. And Marie Monroe. Hey, Marie. Because, she needs a break from JJ and his mama biscuits. So they're in this little cafe, right? They're having brunch. So she's telling them about JJ's mama moving in. So Akeisha is asking if they get along. So Sophia said, well, she ain't like me at first. I wonder why. Y'all think she likes Selena more than Sophia? Not he went and found him another woman with an S name, child. But anyway, that's just a side note. I wonder why she didn't like Sophia. So then Marie tells Akeisha what happened with Glendale when he popped up on the scene and how it was like kind of scaring them. So Akeisha was like, well, me and Lateshia, we're not in the best place, but I'm going to be praying for her. I really am. So then they bring up Latrice having her wig launch. And Marie was like, she invited me, but I'm not going to that. Hell no, I'm not going to that. Baby, Marie said she ain't going. So she's like, hell no, I'm not going, honey. Hell no, we won't go. Sophia said, well, Cliff got to finish raising her first. Well, dang. Gosh darn it. Tell us how you really feel. Marie can't stand Latrice. I thought we had gotten past it last season. She was invited to the rebirth when Cedric had saved Marie's life. And I really thought we had gotten past it, but she cannot stand Latrice. So Sophia is telling them, she can't be trusted. She's been talking behind her back, saying untrue things about her. Basically, she was pulling a fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you. However the saying go, honey. Basically, I will not be a fool 2 times in a row. Now, for me, I wouldn't sit with Marie and start talking crazy about Latrice because of what went on. Now, granted, Latrice was wrong. She should have reached out to you, but y'all had one falling out. Okay. And now you over here switching up real quick. I understand that's your livelihood. Oh, let me say something about that. Side note. I don't know if some of y'all are not listening to the review in its entirety. I stated that Latrice was wrong for not communicating with Sophia. But from what we can see that's edited, she also stated that Sophia only showed her one property and that she was on a time crunch, so she went with someone else. Not saying that it's right, but it's business. And some of you, not all of you, but honey, you know I'll be watching them comments, were very disrespectful. And please don't do that. When I speak to y'all, I speak to you very respectfully. When I comment to you very respectfully. When I have a live and we have, differences of opinion, I am still respectful to you. Please respect me in my comments. Okay, please. Because some of y'all be getting out of pocket. Well, how would you feel if this and that? You can miss me with that and don't treat me that way. Okay? Because I don't treat y'all that way. We can agree to disagree. This is an edited Carlos King production. So we already know it's some foolishness. And I clearly stated that Latrice was wrong for not communicating with Sophia. But girl, you're not finna hold a grudge all season. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm sick of hearing it. Okay, I'm sick of it. Moving forward. In the next scene, Glen and Cliff, they meet up. So he starts talking about Lateshia is rising up in her stardom and coming from up under his umbrella. He was like, I'm the one that put her in a position to win. Baby, you got your nerve. You did not make Lateshia. She made herself, and she's meant to be where she is. It's a reason why she's there, and it's not because of you. She paved her own way. I can't stand when people do that. I feel like you're jealous of her and you trying to ride her wave. That's why you want to stay together, so you can ride her coattail to the top, and you ain't fooling me. So he was like, yeah, I put a recorder and, a tracker on her truck. And I heard Marie talking about she was looking for a condo for Lateshia. He said, yeah, that had me believe it. What the hell is believe it? You might need to go read a book like Lateshia told you. Did you get a book from Walmart when Marie sent you down that last episode? Believe it? You mean that had me livid. You want to sound smart so bad, but baby, it gets worse. So then he gonna say, I mean, she moving incognito. It's just like she moving like a ninja, incognito. I don't know what incognito means. Now, Glendale, there are several languages that you could speak. And what you are speaking is not English. It's Glendale, honey. What is incognito and beloved? Beloved, what is it? These people. Oh, honey, you gotta love the Bell Collective. Oh, Carlos King, you got a hit on your hands, honey. Glen, you are insane, okay? Number one, you're insane for putting that tracker in her damn car. That's scary and a huge invasion of privacy. And it ain't cute and it ain't funny. It ain't a kiki. Nobody should try to rationalize it away. Nobody should try to be like, well, you want to stick your family should stick together. No, you should be let go from this show because that's abusive behavior and it's not normal. No matter how people try to make light of it, it's not normal at all. You may have gotten a kiki out of me because you're saying words like incognito and beloved, but it's not cute. It's not cute and it's not funny. It's scary. And so Cliff is like, well, she trying to tell you she want to be single. Here you go. Oh, no, I can't accept that. I can't accept that. It's giving Fatal Attraction 2023. If she doesn't want to be in a relationship, then she does not want to be in a relationship. You need to learn to accept it. Like something is legit wrong with you. It really is. So then he starts talking about how they not having sex. So Cliff gonna say, well, dress up like a woman and that'll tell you all you need to know. She doesn't desire a woman. She desires a man that doesn't cheat. Okay? If he would have acted like he had some damn sense, then he wouldn't be going through these things. Glen is like, I'm not wearing no dress. He was like, don't look in the mirror, just put the dress on. Why would you even suggest that? Why? Is that what you think makes sense? Of everything that you could have suggested, like him being an upstanding human being and taking that damn tracker off her car. But you know why you didn't suggest that? Because you got a tracker on Latrice's car and you ain't fooling me, allegedly. So Glen talking about, well, sexually I'm frustrated and I'm trying my best to put my peace on ice. Well, I'm sure you're still cheating, honey. So go ahead and get you one of those. Because if you just want Lateshia back so y'all can have sex, that ain't gonna work either. He's like, I feel like, the time that it's taken for her to get over it doesn't really fit the crime. So you having a potential baby and humiliating her on national TV doesn't warrant her being mad for so long. Not 2 seasons worth of madness. I swear you can't make this stuff up. I swear you cannot make this stuff up. People want to do things to you and then dictate how quickly you get over them. It does not work like that. He's like, nah, I'm clean. I'm clean. I can wear Jesus sandals. Baby, please do not put G-O-D and you in the same sentence, honey. Please do not play with G-O-D. He's like, how do I earn her trust back? Well, first things first will be to not be a stalker. That's number one. He's like, yeah, I wrote her a song because, we speak to each other and we communicate through songs. So Cliff's sitting over there giving bad advice, talking about don't bend over backwards for her. You need to stay true to yourself. These two country bumpkins need a wake-up call, y'all. I ain't got time to play with them. Moving forward. In the next scene, Latrice invites her mom over so they can cook and she can vent. So they start talking, and she's basically telling her mom that Cliff wants a hot meal when he gets home. She's like, yeah, I'm just really trying to be the perfect wife. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as the perfect wife. Be a wife, and whatever comes of that just comes of that. So in the confessional, Latrice was basically saying that she doesn't take advice from everyone because they're jealous of her and they don't want her to be happy. Latrice, there's no way that I would ever be jealous of any of this. Now, you do have to be careful because people will give you advice and they mean you harm. But people looking at this is crazy. So her mom is telling her, look, I raised you to be strong, not to let no man walk all over you. Like, I feel like you really need to stand up for yourself. And Latrice is like, I can go up against any other women, anybody else. But with Cliff, I just cowered down a little bit. So her mom was speaking straight facts. She was speaking straight facts. She said, girl, don't let no man walk over you. You haven't even experienced life yet. Her mama feels like she'll never be happy if the relationship isn't 50-50. And she's also like, I know you're not happy. I can look at you and tell you're not happy. And Cliff is tearing you down. He don't want you to prosper. And that's real. She was like, I feel like you married your daddy. Yes, ma'am. The daddy issues are screaming. And we talked about this last season when she met up with you last season. It's the same thing, Latrice. If you got to run and hide at your brother's house, if you got to call your mama to come over for comfort, if you got to have Josh in the house as protection, if you got to coward yourself and dim your light, this is not a healthy relationship. So her mama was like, girl, don't be no fool. My grandmother told me that when I was in my last marriage, and no truer words were spoken. Don't be no fool. If I tell you they ain't got to say nothing but that, and you know exactly what that means, because my grandmother tells me that all the time. So Latrice says she feels like, he's going to leave her and she's afraid of that. Her mama said, well, say, what now? He going to leave you. She said, okay, so you are afraid of it because you don't have your daddy. That's why you're afraid of it. You better tell her, mama. We can all see that she's not happy and she deserves so much more than this. You can tell that Latrice wanted to cry while she was talking to her mama. You could just see it. She just looked like she wanted to just break down. And Latrice, you talking to everybody else but a therapist, baby. Let's see you sit in a chair on this season. This is nuts. Moving forward. Latrice, you need to listen to your mama. Okay, she's been there, done that, got the t-shirt. She know exactly what kind of man Cliff is. She was raised with him and she was married to one. You better listen. In the next scene, Akeisha is going to meet with her mom. So she calls her grandson. That's her father's biological sister. It stands for Grandmother San or Grandmother Sandra, because that's what her kids call her. So they're going over what needs to be handled, as far as their affairs. And she's telling Akeisha they need to meet quarterly. But her primary focus is maintenance on the place because it's a lot older. So they really do need to do some upkeep. So then Akeisha ran down Miss Grandson's accolades. And baby, the resume adds up. Do y'all hear me? It adds up. She's retired and she's fabulous. Honey, that's pretty much sums it up. So they start talking about her and things in her will and how things will be left to Akeisha. And she's going to have to thin things out because she has so much will to her and she never threw any of it away. So Akeisha was like, girl, you got a lot of stuff. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all of it. So she was telling her that her group created a proposal to make Fair Street an entertainment and arts district to funnel money into the city. I love that idea. I really do. And it will, breathe some new life into Mississippi. I think that would be great. She said as a kid, she would see her aunt turned mom. She would see her as she was like running up and down the street and she never realized that she would be where she is today. So then she tells us in the confessional, she said her dad had a child out of his marriage, which was her. She said her grandparents were living with her aunt, who is now her mother. And it was proposed to her biological mom about adoption and they accepted her right away. They didn't make her feel any different. They knew that she was his daughter, and they accepted her. And Akeisha is just very thankful for being accepted by them, because now she has she's an heir to all of these things, like this whole empire. And she was getting really emotional, and it was really nice to see a softer side of Akeisha. And, you know, she said that's all because of them. And her mom said, look, once it was acknowledged by her dad, there was no question that they were going to accept her into their family. And, you know, I love that she feels loved. But y'all know what I do wonder? I wonder what's the backstory of her mom giving her up for adoption. I don't remember if she touched on that last season or not. I really can't remember. But she said Fair Street is our history, and children, their children, and children of the community, they need to see that. I feel like this scene was beautiful. I feel like it was beautiful and very vulnerable of Akeisha, because last season when Lateshia kind of threw it in her face, I didn't like that. So her sharing is really, really important, so she can create her own narrative, so she can tell her own story. Akeisha was sitting up there with that big old bow, and her mama was sitting across from her looking like Barbara Jordan. Baby, it was just everything. It was everything to me. It was everything to me. This scene showed me that, you know what? We can also sprinkle in other things besides drama. It's a very healthy balance going on, and I like it. So, child, in the next scene, Glendale in the studio dropping some beats, spitting these old Dr. Seussical the musical rhymes. Child trying to rap his way back into Letitia's heart. Anyway, I can't stand all I'm in the studio type man. What you know? I'm in the studio. Let me tell you something. That's the quickest way for me never to speak to you again, honey. That's a huge red flag. If you in the studio, you are waving the red flag, honey. Absolutely not. Now, I retired Mel's song when I stopped reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville, but seeing Glendale in this booth, I'm going to have to bring it out. I'm going to have to bring it out of retirement. And Glendale, this is exactly how I feel about you. I think you're so uncool. I think you're acting a fool, and all my friends be roasting you. Shout out to Melody. I can't stand Glendale. Oh, my goodness. So JJ shows up to the studio hyping up that awful song. Child, he rapping off beat, JJ dancing off beat. It's a whole fool. Talking about, tell me where did we go wrong, baby. You went wrong when you A, picked out that jacket you got on, and B, when you got in that studio. It's giving foolish, honey. It's giving Ashanti. It's giving everything that's wrong with the world. Glendale, I don't want to hear another piece of a song from you. Do you hear me? Not now another piece of a song. So JJ talking about, I really like that song. That song jamming. My ex might like that song. A skirt. Now, why would your ex like this song? Well, why would you dedicate a song like that to Selena? You must want her back. No wonder Sophia can't stand her. Let me find out. So he's telling JJ, you know, I want my wife back. Well, you should have cherished her when you had a present. Now you're up here singing and rapping and doing all this other kind of stuff. So in the middle of them talking, he gets a phone call saying that they just rushed his grandmother to the hospital. Now, I have to say this. That kind of call will make your heart drop. And y'all know I'm very close to my grandmother, and I've gotten that call before, and it's like time just stops. So I really do sympathize with him on that, because I could tell that that actually was a real moment for him. It's not like they just called him and he was, you know, in the middle of filming and he said, call me right now. That was real. Side note, JJ said, I got to wear my best hip hop outfit to the studio. Sir, what do you have on, honey? It's given when Cash Money was taking over for the 99 and the 2000, honey. It's a fool. So in the next scene, Glen shows up to Letitia's Enterprise. Honey, you know he knows she there because she got a tracker on her car. She was like, how did you know I was here? I was just doing some work. Girl, you're being tracked. Okay? So he came in talking about, I need you right now. Of course he gonna try and play on Letitia's sympathy. I mean, it is very hard what you're going through. But I feel like Glen is just using this as an end, honey. He can't be trusted. And sir, why didn't you go straight to the hospital? Like, I have so many questions. But anywho, now it's not the time. So he tells Lateshia what's going on. Tisha calls and gets an update. And she finds out that his grandmother had a fever. It finally broke. She's back home now, but they're going to have to put her in hospice. And I understand the devastation when you hear something like hospice, because you know that the end is not far. You just know. So she was like, you know, Lateshia said, you know, with all that we're going through and everything he's going through privately, and now his grandmother, I just feel like it's going to push him over the edge. So he's like, will you ride with me? She was like, of course I'm going to ride with you. You know she going to ride with you. Her heart is too kind. And her family is your family. And, and y'all have been together since kids. So she knows everybody and everybody knows her. So she going to be there to support you. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I thought it was so good. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. The bells are back, honey, and they are bringing the drama. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.